Hey people, how's it going? Woof, we are in for a mission over the next few weeks. So I've taken it upon myself to rank every single Iron Maiden song. Yep, we've done the albums, we've done the live albums, I've done the singles, I've done the openings, I've done the clothes, I've done pretty much every form of Maiden ranking that I could possibly think of. And the only one left to do is every single song. I've got 165 songs to get through, so we're gonna break this video up into maybe 4 or 5 parts. Roughly, I've got the bottom 30 to go through on this one. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Let's hope none of your favorites are mentioned in part 1, eh? So let's just get straight into it with coming in at the bottom, the worst Iron Maiden song for my opinion. If anybody who knows me is not Can I Play With Madness, believe it or not, but that is in this video somewhere. No, 165 is Weekend Warrior from Fear of the Dark. This album is bad all in itself. However, this song in particular is awful. I don't like it. There's nothing good about it. Literally, most of Fear of the Dark songs are going to be in the bottom half of this video. So yeah, it's a terrible song. Skip it every time. Number 164 is Don't Look to the Eyes of a Stranger from Virtual 11. This song is just absolutely abysmal. Like, people shit on Angel and the Gambler for being too long and too repetitive. Well, have you heard Don't Look to the Eyes of the Stranger? Musically, it's a bit different and that's kind of cool, but at the same time, good lord, 8 minutes of don't look to, it's awful. Don't worry about it. 163 is Como Estas Amigos from Virtual 11 again. A terrible way to end the album. Although if you double twist it and make it sound like it's from Blazer's perspective, it's an okay song, but musically it just Maiden-y. It's not good. 162 is Total Eclipse, the bonus track from, well, the added bonus track, you could say, to Number of the Beast. Again, this one's just not good at all. I don't like it. I've never liked it. It's slow and it's boring and just everything about it is just meh. 161 is the song that comes before it, Gangland, off Number of the Beast again. Again, you hear those drums and it's just like, oh, shut up. However, the only thing I'll defend about it is that little breakdown part in the middle. It's just, other than that though, it's not fun. Gangland, it's just stupid. 160 is the X Factor's 2 AM. This one's a bit simple compared to everything else that comes on the X Factor album. This one's just not my favorite at all. I get in from 2 AM and I grab a beer. It's like, that's not Maiden writing. I don't like it. 159 is another X Factor song, The Man on the Edge. Yeah, I don't like this song. I've never liked this song. Falling Down. It's a stupid song and it's just dumb. I love the X Factor. It is one of my higher ranked albums, but unfortunately, those two songs aren't very good. 158 is The Prophecy off Seventh Son. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the Seventh Son album. The deep cuts are much more better than the singles, don't get me wrong, but this one just does not do it for me. It's just not a good time. It's just real, you know, just, yeah, no, not a vibe. Coming in at 157, sorry, is The Apparition from No Prayer. Yeah, this one's not a jam either. I don't get a kick out of this one. I've gotten a much more recently developed love for the No Prayer album. However, this one's just not on there, not part of that love. So that's what it is. 156, Angel and the Gambler. Yeah, the infamous song from Virtual 11 of 9.5 minutes of Don't You Think I Could Save You? You know, yeah, it's okay, but it doesn't actually, I'd much rather listen to this one than I would the Don't Look To, so that's that. Number 50, 155, Starblind from from Final Frontier. I'm doing this without any sort of, other than my list. I've got no albums in front of me, so yeah. Starblind from Final Frontier. I just don't like the vocals in this. Starblind. Yeah, it's just, the Final Frontier isn't my favorite album, so yeah, it makes sense to have a lot of these ones quite lower. Where are we now? 154, Death or Glory from Book of Souls. Yeah, not the biggest fan of this album either. Like, I'd much rather listen to the Final Frontier than the Book of Souls, I think, but yeah, still there's a lot of misses on the Book of Souls album, and unfortunately, Death or Glory is one of them. That's the Climb Like a Monkey song, isn't it? Yeah, it's not my favorite, even though I saw it live. 153 is Wasting Love from Fear of the Dark again. What is 1990s without a acoustic ballad? Do you know what I mean? But still, this one's just, nah, not Maiden. I don't like it. 152 is Drifter from Killers. All these little filler songs that I call them. While they're cool and they're funky and they're, you know, they fill the album up, I guess, but that, to me, that's all they do is fill the album up. By the end of it, you're like, ugh, how many more of these like silly little filler songs are we gonna get? That's my personal opinion. Number 151 is The Twilight Zone. Yeah, again, it's one of those filler songs, and to be honest, I can never remember which is which. Which one has the bass intro? You know, I know that sounded like Iron Maiden, but it wasn't, I promise. Number 150 is Purgatory. Again, that's the one that one's better than the other two, but yeah, that's not much more different than that. But yeah, that's just my opinion. 100, I know I'm getting all these out of the way at once. 149 is Innocent in Exile. That one's okay, it's better, but at the same time, it's just like, oh, I'd much rather listen to the song Killers, do you know what I mean? But yeah, moving on. 148 is Judas Be My Guide from Fear the Dark. Like, come on. A bit like Weekend Warrior, this one just didn't need to be on the album, just didn't need to be there. It's just like, Judas, my... While it's catchier, I'll give you that, but it's just still, it's very, very skippable in my opinion. 147, Mother of Mercy from Final Frontier. Again, Bruce's vocals, he strained a lot on this album in my opinion, and it definitely shows. So yeah, I don't like that song. I can't get over the vocal line in that. 146 is Age of Innocence from Dance of Death. Like, you know, I've rediscovered Dance of Death when I was listening to the whole discography, and while that album stood out to me again, this one not so much. It's at the bottom tier for that, so yeah, we'll skip over that one as well. Number 145 is Back to the Book of Souls, Speed of Light. Again, the singles I don't like. Speed of Light compared to the whole entirety of the Book of Souls, it's just not a good album. It's just not a good song. You know, Speed of Light is boring, and while it's semi-catchy, it's just really, really skippable in my opinion. 144 is Another Life from Killers. Apart from the drum intro, boom, 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 you know, that sounds cool, but it's just one little verse just repeated twice, and it's a very quick song. So yeah, quite easily forgettable in my opinion. Here it is, 143, Can I Play With Madness? I've never liked this song. I swear to God, it's one of their worst radio songs ever. The whole Seventh Son album is just such a commercialized effort from Iron Maiden, and I just don't like it at all. I just saw that song live, and while I may have gotten down to it, you can rest assured that it won't happen again. But yeah, never liked that song. 142, No More Lies from Dance of Death again. Again, seeing a trend here, those vocal lines that Bruce does in the higher register, man, I just can't get my head around them. No more lies, you know. That probably would be better if it didn't just have that written over and over again as the chorus. If there was something else to be added to it, maybe it would have been better. But nah, even the melody in that is a little bit boring in my opinion. 141, the opening track to Final Frontier, Satellite 15s, and the Final Frontier as well. This probably would be a bit higher if it didn't have Satellite 15 attached to it, but unfortunately they're attached, so you've got to count it as one. While it set the tone, and it definitely set the mood, it does get old very, very quick. So yeah, but the Satellite 15 is that, and then the Final Frontier is okay, but it is a bit AI generated Iron Maiden. It's very safe and it's very single-like, do you know what I mean? So yeah. 140, Prodigal Son from Killers, the beautiful acoustic song. I won't lie, this is, we're getting good now. Literally, most of these songs from now on are pretty good, you know, leaving the riffraff behind. And like I said at the start, I'm sorry if I'm mentioning your favorites, but yeah, Prodigal Son is a beautiful song, and it's a weird song. It's like one of only 2 full-blown acoustic songs that Maiden have ever done, but hey, I do quite like it. So yeah, moving on, Prodigal Son. 139, When the River Runs Deep from Book of Souls. Again, one of the weaker ones on Book of Souls, but this one's okay. Like, it's just weird though. When the river runs deep and the line breaks, or whatever it is. Yeah, skippable on the Book of Souls, but it's, yeah, the list is climbing and we're getting better. 138, Gates of Tomorrow. That's a fun song. I do quite like that one. When I cut the threads, show you the gates of tomorrow. Oh, that's the one with the kill switch well, not really kill switch, but the double stock picked, isn't it? Yeah, good song. I do like that one. 137, New Frontier from Dance of Death again. Well, rather New Frontier. Pretty sure this is the song that Nico went to write on, you know, so that's pretty fun. It is a good song. I do like that one. 136 is Hooks in You from No Prayer. This one is a bit of a sillier one in terms of the whole No Prayer album, but like, it's catchy enough. It's like the final song for no, it's not. It's nearly the last song for the whole Charlotte the Harlot saga. The next one is From Here to Eternity for Fear of the Dark. But yeah, that's not what we're talking about right now. It's a good song, but yeah, in terms of No Prayer, weaker. Moonchild comes in at 135. Again, I'm not the biggest Seventh Son fan, and this one for me as an opener, the intro riff is cool, but other than that, I'm just like, Moonchild. It's like, okay, we get it. It's very immediately, a bit like Caught Somewhere in Time, you can immediately hear how this album is going to sound just like that, off that one song. So yeah, now this might shock a few people. I love the debut, but however, coming in 134 is the title track, Iron Maiden. Out of all the songs on the debut, this is my bottom ranked one. I don't not like it. I appreciate it for the history it is and how many times it's been played live and whatnot, but compared to the rest of the debut album, it's definitely bottom tier for me. While the riff is cool and the harmonies in it are pretty mean, like it's just, yeah, unfortunately, it's not my favorite song. So yeah, moving on. 133 is The Alchemist from Final Frontier. While the chorus is cool, you know, it's kind of fun. But again, Final Frontier is not my favorite album. So yeah, we skip over that one as well. Mother Russia comes in at 132 of the last track on No Prayer. While it's not an epic, of course, it's off No Prayer, so there are no epics on that one. Mother Russia, it's all right. It's not my favorite off the No Prayer album, but it's good. It's all right. I don't mind listening to it. 131, Somewhere in Time, Sea of Madness, my bottom ranked song for Somewhere in Time, I would say. I don't know. I've just never really gelled with the song. It's just it feels a bit. I don't know. It's probably just annoying. It's probably the higher register is the reason why I don't really like it. But yeah. And then the last one in part 1 of the series, 130, Rainmaker of Dance to Death. Again, it's just a song that, while the intro riff is pretty amazing, like do 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 do, in terms of technicality, it's pretty hardcore. But like, I don't know. It's just obviously not my favorite off the Dance to Death album. So yeah, with that in mind, I reckon we'll just leave it there. It's a good song, but like compared to the whole Dance to Death album, there's so much better stuff on there. So yeah, that's my part 1 for every single Iron Maiden album track ranked. Let me know down below, did I cross off some of your favorites already? Please play along if you've got the mind and the music taste to rank all of 165 Iron Maiden songs. Yeah, it's quite a mad feat, don't get me wrong. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me while I sit here and get increasingly more passionate about Iron Maiden songs. Keep an eye out for part 2. It'll probably be out next week, or keep them regularly spaced. But yeah, until that happens, everybody, stay inside, stay safe, jam some Maiden, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you later.